What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So, as requested, I did the part one of players that I think could see an expanded role and a potential improvement, even breakout type of season for South Carolina next year. Now, there was so many that requested a part two with so many names to drop that I had to get into a second category of players that could see expanded minutes, more productive seasons, and bigger roles this season coming up. So without no further ado, let's get into it. Now, in the last one, I talked about Agot McKeer. This time, we're focused on another freshman. That is Ayla Mcdowell, who is just a special talent, man, an elite wing prospect. And this is what Coach Don Staley had to say about her. Coach Staley said about the 6'2 freshman, Ayla is an elite wing who can score at all three levels and is a Swiss Army knife on defense with the ability to guard every position. She is blessed with great size and athleticism that allow her to impact the game on both ends of the floor. A winner at every level, she moves the needle for her teams. And she does everything you need to do to win games, man, on both sides of the basketball. Three-level scorer, elite scorer, can catch and shoot, can get it off the dribble, finishes well in traffic, has the mid-range game, handles it well, will guard any position, 1 through 5, will come and block shots, will rebound. She's a scrapper, man. She does a lot of really good things to impact both sides of the basketball. And that's why I think she could see some early playing time and make an immediate impact. With her three-point shooting, for sure. But also, man, with all these big scoring wings that are coming into college basketball, man, you have to have a player with that length, with that size, with that athleticism to match up against the Madison Bookers and the Juju Watkins of the world. With Breezy Hall gone, they are going to be looking for another lockdown defender to step up and take on the opposition's top scoring threat night in and night out. Mcdowell is that type of talent, man, where she can make things difficult but still get buckets at the same time. I think her skill set is providing an immediate need because of the fact that, you know, they lost some players to graduation, to the WNBA draft, as well as the transfer portal. You bring in Mcdowell, who can come in, make shots, open up the floor for others, but also can be a spark of offense on her own, as well as getting off the dribble and creating shots for herself. I just love her tenacity. She's definitely got that dog in her. She's a competitor, and she wants to win every time she straps up on the court. She's had a very historic, very prestigious, to say the least, high school career. She's won at every level on the travel ball circuit, state championships, and, you know, she's coming to bring that pedigree into South Carolina where I think she will fit right in. There's a lot of excitement about Mcdowell, man, and with them, you know, still maybe shopping in the transfer portal, if they don't bring anyone else in, that is more minutes up to grab, and that definitely could be a win for Mcdowell. Next up, man, I want to talk about a new addition and who's been around college basketball, led the nation in scoring, Taniah Latston, man. Now, we already know she is a walking bucket, but I don't think that she gets enough credit for her playmaking ability. Averaging over 4 assists, she rebounds the basketball well, so her scoring allows her to play the 2 guard, but her playmaking allows her to be able to play the 1 as well. She's good in the pick and roll, great decision maker. And it's not like she's a 3-level scorer. Like, she's a walking bucket from anywhere. Even at 5'8", she can get to the cup. She can post up. She finishes through contact. She gets shots over taller defenders. And she is just always a threat to score the basketball as soon as she touches half court. She's got a great first step. Finishes at the cup with either hand. Like, she's very, very crafty around the bucket. She can shoot it from just about anywhere. She's constantly moving off ball. Like, she's not going to get caught ball watching. And she doesn't have to have the basketball to be super effective. But I think her playmaking deserves more credit than what she gets for, man. Like, she will be able to find open shooters. She will be able to create plays for bigs as well in the pick and roll, finding Chloe Kitts, finding Joyce Edwards, finding Adele Tac, finding Miriam Dowda. Like, she is that type of player where she can really impact the game. Now, there are some defensive shortages, you know what I'm saying, limitations, but I don't think she will be a liability out there. And the fact that she's not going to have to average 25 a game for South Carolina to win, I think is big. Now, she is a coachable player, and she is a willing defender. And I think those two keys right there are really, really positive when you talk about wanting to unlock the defensive capabilities of a player, man. She's willing to guard, and she's willing to be coached. So that's two major keys. Now, her arrival pretty much was the nail in the coffin for Malaysia Fulwiley's final moments, final games, final season in South Carolina. Her tenure came to an end very shortly after this announcement was made, and it opens up the floor for, hey, now they have a go-to scorer that can get a bucket at any time. Whenever the shot clock is breaking down, whenever the offense is scrambling, they have somebody that can really go get a bucket. They have a closer, and she's familiar with this roster. Won multiple state championships with Raven Johnson, so they already have that chemistry. Shouldn't really be much of growing pains going on. Like, this should be one of the better fits out of all the transfers, so I'm excited to see it. Another player that is young that played sparingly this year but came up big when they called her number, Adele Tac, man. And when you talk about 6'6", like, you can't teach that. Long arms, mobile, very skilled, can block shots. Like, she's been getting a lot of hype since she stepped on South Carolina's campus. Coach Don Staley is absolutely ecstatic about her potential.
I mean, Adele has been steadily getting better, and a lot of times you don't see it because she doesn't get a whole lot of playing time. But in practices, you see her you can see she's got a bright future. And hopefully that was the start of it, just getting more and more minutes. But she's not resting on her laurels and feeling sorry for herself. She's in the gym getting better. She's getting in extra shots. She's getting in extra rebounding opportunities. She knows her stuff as well. Like, scouting reports, if there's anybody that knows everything about our opposing team, it is Adele. So, that will come with more playing time for her to be able to, put that on display. But she's a pretty sharp cookie.
Tac's size will be a difference maker for this team. Her ability to control the paint and become a dominant paint beast down low in the likes of Aaliyah Boston, in the likes of Camila Cardoso, like, in that role where you're blocking shots, you're the main focus point. And it might not be this year that she becomes that, but she's building towards that. They don't need her to be that right now, but she's building towards that. If she can take another step forward and be a reliable rotation player, come in, rebound, block shots, and score against the other team's secondary backup bigs, like, Tac has all the skills, all the footwork, all the fundamentals, and continues to build confidence to be that elite rim protector, to be that dominant low post block option, man. So I definitely think that the potential is there. There's a lot of ability and a lot of excitement around her game, and I just think that, with them bringing Okada in as well, with Ashlyn Watkins working her way back, with Joyce Edwards, like, Okada was a big signing for them because it allows Adele Tac not to be thrown completely in the fire, and they can continue to take their time to develop her into the player that she's going to be. So keep a lookout for her. And last but especially not least, man, I think this is going to be another round 2 of the Raven Johnson Revenge Tour. Now, before last season, Raven Johnson was playing at an absolute elite level. Defensively, that didn't change this year. Now, the scoring took a hit. The assist took a hit as well with the loss of Camila Cardoso. We know a lot of the assists came from her finishing down low in those entry passes and transition. But the defense was never lacking. She still had some really nice scoring outputs. And I think, too, man, Raven Johnson became more of a vocal leader than ever this year. She's doing the things in the locker room. She's doing things that can't be measured in a box score. When you talk about just making winning plays, calming the tide, like reorganizing the offense, settling down the momentum, controlling the tempo of games, like, Raven Johnson absolutely was a key factor for South Carolina. And I know some people thought that, there were some younger guards that maybe deserved some of those minutes. I was one of them at times, not going to hold you. And that may be another reason why, Malaysia Fulwiley bounced up out of there, man. But we're not going to harp on that. I want to talk about Raven Johnson getting back in her bag. Now, I think she just makes winning plays. She does everything that the team needs her to do. I think she's one of the best, if not the best, rebounding point guards in the country. Like, she's an elite rebounder, and we saw her average career highs in rebounds this year. The shooting took a hit, but I think that's something that can definitely be adjusted in the offseason as well, more so just getting back in the lab, getting back focused, and really preparing for a major bounce back year. And it's not even to say bounce back like she had a bad year. It just wasn't as good as the previous year. But Raven Johnson, back as a starting point guard for this group, should be confident as ever. She's going to be trying to prove that she is a WNBA talent and find herself in that first round, potentially. I think it'll be her being more efficient, knocking down shots, because she's getting open shots, man. She's really good at getting her spots, getting to the mid-range, and defenses are daring her to shoot it. And she did shoot it last year. It definitely wasn't a lack of confidence. Sometimes the shots just don't fall, and that's the way it goes. But I'm expecting Captain Raven to come in, usher in a new generation of Gamecocks, making that transition from her class leaving out, making it easier on these young players, providing guidance, providing experience, providing a very crucial and important veteran presence in that locker room for this team, man. But I'm excited to see what Raven Johnson does in her last year. I think she's one of the most talented guards in the country, one of the best perimeter defenders, and that has never been doubted. But now I'm looking for her to make more shots, up the assist a little bit, and continue to just be a great leader on and off the floor for this team. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. And until next time, my people, we out.